First of all, would like to send a very strong warning to all peace-loving Zambians and the Christian fraternity in the nation. The manner in which politics is being carried out today does not in any way reflect our Christian values. And I would like to appeal to the body of Christ in this nation. We are the only ones who can regulate the moral climate of our nation and create a future that is respectful, a future that honors those that are like our parents in our homes, to respect those in authority, as the Bible tells us in the book of Romans. In order to create this culture, we have to be very proactive as the church. And anytime the church hears those of us in politics become desperate and begin to insult one another, openly and in public, either through radio, television, newspapers, the first institution to move in is the church. It does not matter where the church leans politically, whether it's on the opposition side or whether it is against the opposition or on the government side. We should ensure that we move in as the church and stop that, because once this culture takes root, it is the culture that shall destroy the very moral fiber of our nation. I am referring to what has been happening of late, and I want to talk about it. There is a desperation on the part of many politicians. There's a problem that has come to our country, and that is us in the politics, whether it's on the opposition, ruling party, we are no longer listening to ourselves. We have taken stands for and against. It does not matter how sensible my opponent sounds, we have taken a stand against our opponent. And that's okay in democracy. You can differ on principles, but to belittle, to insult, to injure individuals under the pretext of freedom of expression and speech is something the church must resist, because politicians are desperate. They want to win an election. They want to belittle their neighbor so that they become the chosen ones. Allow me now to mention a few things. Just today, I was reading a headline from a mass newspaper where a colleague, a comrade, a Zambian, called the president. He said, HH is unpatriotic, HH is corrupt, HH is a liar, HH is a tribalist. Okay, we all think things about each other, but leadership constrains us from bringing such information, insulting information to the fore without a way to prove your allegations. The question is, how does HH defend himself without a court process from the fact that he is called corrupt? Corrupt about what? What has he done? You have just pronounced it, but you have not proved it. You call him a liar, you've got to bring the points forward so that he defends himself. You say he's a tribalist. You have to be able to bring this through a process of law in order for him to be accused falsely. But you can't just throw words at each other in the name of politics and freedom of expression. The church must stop that. And I know that if we don't like someone, or we don't like a president, or we don't like a particular politician, when we hear these things against them, we are very happy. And my concern is not just the fact that there are so many depraved people in our country with no morals, who have not been brought up well, who have no Christian witness or fear of God in their hearts. They just speak insulting words against each other. Okay, we will always have those people. But I think what concerns some of us is the silence of the church. The tolerance of such behavior by certain sectors of society. As long as they are not the ones being abused, they think it's okay. We have a problem with that. Zambia, it may be a laughing matter now, but we may be handing over a nation to our children which is totally dislocated in terms of unity and a situation of moving forward in development. Always remember, There's no president who sits in State House forever. Today it's President Hakainde Hichilema. Yesterday it was President Lungu. The other day it was Levi Mwanawasa and Rupia Banda and Michael Sata. And tomorrow there'll be another president there. And these gentlemen and ladies come and go. But the destruction of the country and the moral fiber of our nation will continue to grow from president to president. Let's defend our Christian declaration as a nation. Let's not clap for people who are abusive, who have no morals, and who have no knowledge of Christ in the manner in which they conduct themselves. Let me mention further. Do not mistake for a moment that President Hakainde Hichilema does not have terrible information about all his opponents. He does. He is a head of state. He's got information on almost all the opposition people and other people in this country. But you don't hear him using that information to destroy an individual publicly. Why? Because leadership demands that yes, we think many things, we feel many things, we know many things, but it doesn't mean that we have to speak them out. That is why you are not arrested for what you think, you are arrested for what you say. And that is why it is important we take care of what comes out of our mouths, just for the sake of protecting our nation and our democracy. So I think that we need to agree today that the church must be the front line to say no to language that is going to bring depravity to our nation. But let me also, in conclusion, challenge the media. The media is the fourth estate of government. And it is so powerful, sometimes I believe it's even more powerful than the three other wings of government. Because the wings of government, the other three wings of government can say whatever they want in parliament or in state house or in the judiciary. But if it's not reported by the media, nobody has heard it. Nobody knows what they're doing. So it could be the most important wing of government or society. And just because a criminally minded person makes a statement, an insulting, depraved statement, does not mean you should report it. You should self-regulate. That's how you regulate the morality of a nation. You can't just say, no, but it's not me who said it. It's that politician, I'm just reporting. You don't report nonsense because you are obliged to ensure that you contribute to creating a more moral and more peaceful and united environment within which this country can thrive and develop and move forward. So we urge all our political leaders. I know there's desperation by a lot of political leaders who now understand that the election is very close. It's 2026. And they don't stand a chance of winning this coming election. And now they have become desperate to insult, to become rogue, so that they could create some kind of movement in their favor. But it's a bit too late. You can still fight an honest political battle without being vulgar, without being ungodly, without being insulting. And this is really our message to the nation. And we encourage every Zambian to be a watchman on the wall. Stop clapping for insults. Stop clapping. These young people on social media that know no age, they insult big people. They insult their parents. They insult presidents. They insult leaders. They insult pastors. They know no boundaries. And you clap for them and you call them freedom fighters. We are the ones creating these monsters in this country. How can you take a young man with absolutely no background or values, no teaching from where he has grown up, and call him a freedom fighter because he insults your opponent, he insults a president, or he insults another political leader? This danger we are meddling with can destroy our nation. We all want to be presidents. A lot of us in politics, we all want to be presidents. But let's become presidents using the moral path, where people can admire us for our morals, our respect for others, our admiration for what Zambians must become. are not who insults the most. How I pray that Zambians can find a place where they disqualify anyone who uses language that is meant to belittle who we are as a people. Those who disrespect others, it's just because they don't respect themselves. That's why they disrespect others. May God deliver our nation, and may God keep us safe from those individuals that seek to destroy us and to harm our democracy. I thank you.